Hello everyone, welcome back to the Python programming series. In the previous lecture, we learned about Python data structure. In today's lecture, we will learn object oriented programming, one of the most important concepts in Python used to build real world applications. Let's get started. What is OOP? Object oriented programming OOP is a programming paradigm in which we organize our code using classes and objects. Instead of writing everything inside function, we create objects that have their own data and behaviors. Advantage of OOP: make code reusable, make code easy to understand, improves code organization, help build large application, reduces code duplication. What is a class? A class is a blueprint or template used to create objects. It defines the properties, at- attributes, and behaviors, methods that an object will have. Syntax: class, class name, colon, indentation, then pass. The keyword class tells Python we are defining a class. After class, we write the class name, then a colon. By convention, by convention, class names always start with a capital letter. For example, student. This is not a rule Python enforces, but it is a standard that every Python programmer follows. The pass keyword here is just a placeholder. It means the class is empty for now. We use it when we want to define a class but have not written any code inside it yet. Creating a class. Let's create a class. Class student school equal to ABC school DEFINIT self com self comma name comma age. Self dot name equal to name. Self dot age equal to age. Let's understand every part of this class. Class student, we are creating a blueprint called student. School equal to ABC school. This is a class attribute. It is defined directly inside the class, not inside any method. It is shared by every object created from this class. Def underscore underscore init underscore underscore self comma name comma age. This is the constructor. The double underscore before and after init are important. They tell Python this is a special method. This method runs automatically every time we create a new object. Self.name equal to name and self.age equal to age. These are instance attributes. Self refers to the current object being created. So each object gets its own separate name and age. What is an object? An object is an instance of a class. Objects are created from a class and contain their own data. So let's do an example of creating an objects. Student 1 equal to student Keshav, comma 20. Print student 1 dot name, print student 1 dot school. Let's run this code. We get Keshav and ABC school as output. Student Keshav, 20, we call the class name like a function to create an object. Python automatically runs underscore underscore init underscore underscore and passes Keshav to name and 20 to age. The created object is stored in student 1. Student 1 dot name, we assess the instance attribute using a dot output Keshav. Student 1 dot school, we assess the class attribute the same way and output is ABC school. You can create as many objects as you need from the same class. Each object is independent with its own data. Constructor. A constructor is a special method that runs automatically whenever an object is created. It is used to initialize object data. So let's do an example of constructor init. First remove this. Let's run this code. We have to remove this also. Let's run this code. We get Keshav as output. The underscore underscore init underscore underscore method is called the constructor. The name comes from initialize. Its job is to set up the initial data for new object. When we write student Keshav, Python automatically calls underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Behind the scenes, we do not call init ourselves. Python does it for us the moment an object is created. Self 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 dot name equal to name. The value Keshav is passed. The The value Keshav passed in is stored as an attribute of the specific object. After creation, student dot name gives us Keshav. Self keyword. Self refers to the current object. It allows each object to access its own variable and methods. So let's do an example of self keyword. In this example, self is used. Self is very important keyword in OOP. It refers to the current object. When we create student equal to student Keshav and Python runs underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot self self is automatically set to student. So self dot name equal to name means store store name as an attribute of this particular object. If we create another object, if we create another object like student 2 equal to student Priya, self inside init now refers to student 2. So student 2 dot name would be Priya. If I write here student 2 dot name, then output is Priya. So student 2 dot name would be Priya, completely separate from student dot name. Self is always the first parameter of every method in a class. You do not pass it manually. Python handles it automatically. Class attribute. A class attribute is shared by all the objects of a class. So let's do an example of class attribute. If I write here school equal to ABC school, student 1 equal to student student 2 equal to student print student 1 dot school print student 2 dot school. Let's run this code. We get ABC school and ABC school as output. A class attribute is defined directly inside the class, not inside any method or constructor. It is shared by every object created from that class. Both student 1 and student 2 access the same school attribute and get the same value. Use class attribute for data that is common to all objects, like a school name, company name, or any fixed value that does not change per object. Instance attribute. An instance attribute belongs to a specific object. So let's do an example of an instance attribute. If I remove this and write here DERIMIT self comma name colon self dot name equal to name student 1 student Rahul Priya name name. Let's run this code. We get Rahul and Priya in output. An instance attribute belongs to a specific object, not the class as a whole. Student 1 dot name is Rahul and student 2 dot name is Priya. Each object has its own separate copy of name. Changing student 1 dot name will not affect student 2 dot name at all. They are completely independent. Class attributes are shared. Instance attributes are individual. This is the key difference. This is the key difference between instance attributes and class attribute. Methods. Methods are functions created inside a class. So let's do an example of methods. Create print welcome to Python. Student dot greet. Let's run this code. We get welcome to Python as output. A method is simply a function defined inside a class. It defines what an object can do, its behavior. Notice just like init. The self method also takes self as the first parameter. This allows the method to assess the object's own attributes if needed. To call a method, write object underscore name dot method underscore name. Here student dot greet calls the greet method. Here student dot greets call the greet method on the student object. You can add as many methods as you need inside a class. Each one defines a different action the object can perform. Four pillars of OOP. Object-oriented programming is based on four main principles. Inheritance. First, inheritance. Inheritance allows one class to inherit the properties and methods of another class. This helps in code reusability. So let's do an example of inheritance. Class animal def sound self print animal sound class dog animal colon pass dog equal to dog dog dot sound the output is animal sound. Inheritance allow one class to take on the properties and methods of another class. Class dog animal, the class name in brackets, tells Python that dog inherits from animal. Dog is dog is called the child class and animal is called the parent class. Even though dog has no methods of its own, it has pass inside. It can still use the sound method because it inherited it from animal. Dog.sound dog.sound works perfectly. Python looks for sound in dog, does not find it, then looks in the parents class animal find it there and runs it. This is the power of inheritance. You write code once in the parents class and all child classes automatically get that functionality. No need to rewrite the same method in every class. Second, polymorphism. Polymorphism means one method, many forms. The same method behaves differently for different objects. So let's do the code for polymorphism. Let's do an example of polymorphism. Class dog def sound self print bark class cat def sound self print meow. Dog equal to dog cat let's run this code. We get bark and meow as output. Polymorphism means one method name but different behavior depending on which objects call it. Both dog and cat have a method called sound. The name is the same but the behavior is different. Dog.sound prints bark and cat.sound prints meow. In real world program, polymorphism lets you write code that work with different types of object using the same method name without needing to know which specific type of object it is. Simple way to remember: same method name, different result depending on who is calling it. Third, encapsulation. Encapsulation means combining data and method inside a single class. Encapsulation means combining data and method inside a single class. So let's do an example of encapsulation. Class student def init self name self dot name equal to name def display self print self dot name student equal to student Keshav student dot display. Let's run this code. I think there is some mistake here. Colon will come. We get Keshav as output. Encapsulation means bundling the data, the attributes and the method, the behaviors together inside a single class. Here, name is the data and display the method. Both are kept together inside the student class. They belong to the same unit. The idea is instead of having data scattered everywhere in your program, you keep it organized inside a class along with the methods that work on it. In advanced Python, encapsulation also involves making certain data private, hiding it from outside access and only allowing it to be changed through specific method. But at this level, understand encapsulation simply as keeping data and methods together in one class. Abstraction. Abstraction means hiding unnecessary implementation details and showing only the required functionality. This is the fourth pillar of OOP abstraction. Example, when we drive a car, we use the steering wheel, brake and accelerator. We don't need to know how the engine work internally. Similarly, in programming, abstraction hides the internal implementation and exposes only the necessary features. So these are the four pillars of OOP. First one is inheritance, second one is polymorphism, third one is encapsulation, fourth one is abstraction. Real life example of OOP. Suppose we want to store information about students. Each student has name, age, roll numbers. Instead of creating separate variables for every student, we create a student class and then create multiple student objects. This makes our code cleaner and usable. Summary. Today we learned what is OOP, advantages of OOP, what is class, creating a class, what is an object, creating objects, constructor, init, self keyword, class attributes, strengths attributes, method, four pillars of OOP, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, abstraction, real life example of OOP. Object oriented programming is one of the most important concepts in Python. Almost every real world Python application uses OOP because it makes code modular, reusable, and easier to maintain. So this is it for the today lecture.